Vegas. We got a couple shout outs here as everybody finds their way in. Lots of thank yous to make an event like this happen. I got to give a shout out to my friend Jennifer Annis out of Orange County. Give Jen a round of applause. She's up front here. Jen, they're cheering for you right now, Jen. We got Wayne Smith in the house. We got Wayne Smith here. These are all, I'm looking around and there's Wayne right there. Shout out to Cliff. These are all of our volunteers who make this happen. Bill O'Brien, shout out to Bill O'Brien in the house. Tracy, we have Tracy right here. We got Tracy, nice. Kent B, shout out. These are all people that helped to make this event happen. I also give a shout out if you got that red carpet photo booth out front. That was Insta Moment out of Vegas. Round of applause for them. They donated their time for the cause today to donate that photo booth. We also have dads in schools. We have dads in schools here. Can I get a dads in schools? Hey, hey. Dads in schools, hey, hey. All right, so Arturo, thank you for warming us up. This is Arturo on the ones and twos. My name's Casey. We're with Vox DJs. We have a lot of fun traveling around the country and emceeing and DJing benefits and auctions and corporate events, and of course weddings as well. I think between Arturo and me, we both DJ'd about 1,000 weddings. Right about there, right? For the last couple years. Round of applause. We're here today too as part of the cause, supporting Sold Out Youth Foundation in our effort to keep the youth of today off of drugs. And that's why we're here. A round of applause for that. So, you met us. You're about to meet our VIPs here. But before we jump in, let's just take a minute to enjoy. We're in Vegas. We made it. We got a big game on Sunday, right? I don't know about you. I've been to Vegas probably 50 times. This is electric this time. I mean, this city's on fire right now. There's so much going on. Round of applause. And I always got to give a shout out as we set the table today. If you're with the 49ers, make some noise. Okay. What about our Chiefs, our Kansas City Chiefs? So, if that's any indication of how Sunday is going to go, they're predicting a very close game. They're predicting a close game. So, they are, but you aren't. The Chiefs fans aren't, yes. So, folks, once again, that's right. Leigh, you're going to get to meet here in a second. We have Super Agent Leigh in the building. Round of applause. He's over here. We love Leigh. Leigh, great to see you again. And so, folks, we're going to get to meet our VIPs today. I just always like to set the table of what's about to happen, okay? We have a couple inspirational, motivational videos to show you, okay? We have Leigh, who's going to give a quick keynote. We have a panel here today. You're going to learn about the cause, about the organization, okay? Then we're going to do a live auction. I'm your auctioneer here today, so please, let's try to bid and get some excitement going. Auctions always depend on the crowd and who's willing to raise their hand, and donate. Who's willing to raise their hand and donate? Yes. That's why we're here today. After we do our live auction, we'll take a break. We're going to pass it back to DJ Arturo with Vox DJs. He's going to play about 30 minutes of music for you as we close out our silent auction. At the very end, we'll do our raffle, okay? So that's what's about to happen. If you're ready for it, say, oh yeah. Say, I'm ready. I love it. I love that energy. All right. So before we get things started, I have in my notes that we have an invocation by Troy Martinez. Is Troy here? Round of applause for Troy.
So glad to be able to present this invocation. And one of the things I try to remind myself and all of us is that we're stuck here on earth and we're mortal men and women. not stuck in earth, and he is immortal. And there's so much talent in this room, from people that have won the Olympics and won Super Bowls, and someone that Tom Cruise played, and Chiefs fans and 49er fans, but we're all real people. And we actually have law enforcement here who we greatly appreciate keeping this city safe. So let's bow our heads. Lord, we come before you. We humble ourselves. We just ask for a tremendous blessing. You know the need. Let us be the answer to a mother that's crying out for help because her child is bound by addiction and hurting, whether it's a son or daughter, they ran away from home, whatever the situation is. But let us be the answer to her prayer because of the work that we do here with Roman and all of the other partners, Lord, so that we can bring a message of hope and a message of love. And we thank you in the name of the Father, your Son Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Round of applause for him, everyone. All right, so before we bring up our next special guest, we just want to remind you 4 chances to donate here today, 4 chances to contribute. Our opportunity raffle drawing that we'll do at the very end, donations online and in person at the live auction desk, silent auction, that's what I was promoting a lot, why you heard me so much out there. All of those items which we're going to keep up open for about an hour after the main program. And then, of course, our live auction with 6 items coming up shortly, okay? And that's why we are here today, to donate to those causes. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we got a question in the back? What do we got? We got a question in the back? No? All right. Let's keep it rocking, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, I'm going to bring up, let me get his slide here. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. My friend Scott Hamilton, CEO Practices, ladies and gentlemen. It's a global forum for industry leaders and innovators. Give it up for Scott Hamilton right here. Hey.
Give it up for KC. Give it up for KC. We're good? All right. Welcome, everybody. 4 years ago, first of all, how many of you are late 10? You're on late 10. 4 years ago, I get this LinkedIn message out of the blue from a person called Roman Gabriel that said, we'd like to work with you. And it took me about 5 seconds to say, we're 100% behind you. Roman has started this organization, Sold Out Youth Foundation, and it has done tremendous work already. Now, here's an interesting thing. When we started working with Roman, and we run a global executive forum where we look at innovations and things like that. When we started working with Roman, we were talking about primarily alcohol and certain types of drugs. Here we are now, 4 years later, and the big word is the F word, fentanyl. And it is scary how fast this has come on board. So we are, again, our organization is working with them now. It's our 3rd Super Bowl. We're headed on to New Orleans in 2025, and we look forward to seeing you all there. And so what I'd like to do, the best way I think to introduce Roman is to kind of give you an idea of what the situation looks like right now in this marketplace. So can we roll the tape, please?
Every kid has a dream. We love and idolize these athletes.
I was that little kid who had a dream
And sometimes with passion and hard work, it comes true.
It's about mentoring, and for me personally, guys, it's my mission statement. From an NFL background like yours, and have a chance to work with kids. That's what we have our responsibility as pro athletes, is to go into our communities and sow some seeds. Particularly, like you said, you look at the numbers, we're losing so many of our youth to fentanyl crisis across our nation. We need to bring more awareness, raise awareness, reduce stigma, normalize conversations.
That pledge says, number 1, I'm going to be drug and alcohol abstinent. I'm making a decision every day. That's a decision you have to make damn well about the community. I hope you're accountable to this decision. Just know for those times, I can just know that I can lean on my team.
And that's the thing, it's funny because I've said that.
Everybody's see you and what's going on here foundation. We're going to sell out and do our best. We're going to sell out and do our best. So, take that Friday. I look forward to your
Thanks, everybody. Can we give a warm welcome? In fact, can we give a standing O for Roman Gabriel? Come on down, Roman.
This is a great looking audience. I am really excited to be here tonight. This is really awesome. We are so pleased that you're here to take on a problem that's killing so many people in our country today. First of all, I want to just get real with you real quick. When you have 306 people today for fentanyl, it's not acceptable. That's a plane load of people. That's crazy. When Alaska Airlines went down and they had a door blow off, nobody died and they shut down the airline. Well, why can't we shut down the border? But the problem is, even if we shut down the border,
there's enough fentanyl in the country to kill anybody anyways, all of us. So we don't need to be talking about politics, about who's going to win an election and what party's going to be in the White House. What we need to be talking about is a solution to this problem, which we have as a foundation, a solution, which is massive education program. The only way that we're going to protect our families and kids, can you turn that down just a little bit? The only way that we're going to help our kids is to be able to put the information out and get it in their hands. You heard Louise Sharp of the Cardinals talking about how we have a responsibility to overcome the stigma, the misinformation, and ignorance about this subject, and to make sure that people have the right information. Well, I'm excited to say that we have an online platform that's available to the public, as well as a school program that educates through the school's dissemination system, K through 12, private and public. We're doing it right now in California, Arizona, Georgia, North Carolina, now Nevada, soon New Mexico, Texas, and Oklahoma, and spreading the word through schools to educate every administrator and staff, every parent, which they have to sign off on this program when they get it from the school. And then after all the adults are in on this game and know what to say, then we go into the classroom and we educate our students, and you saw a couple of those comments from schools. Today when I woke up here at the Super Bowl, I was thinking, man, this is going to be a great night tonight. We're going to have an opportunity to get together with caring people who lead this community. Business, education, celebrity. Bottom line is everybody in here can make a difference with this problem. And what I'm here to say to you guys tonight is we're already doing that. So getting back to getting up this morning, I looked at my phone, and we have a pledge program. You saw that poster. We don't just talk about the dangers of all the things that could hurt our kids. We tell them as low as the 4th grade and challenge them to take a drug and alcohol abstinence pledge. Meaning, I'm going to be drug and alcohol abstinent, committed to letting my parents know, my teachers know, and my friends know. Second, I'm going to hold my close friends accountable. And third, I'm going to go home and let my parents know about the decision that I made. Our students in our program are starting a conversation at home with parents. But what we did this year is we said, you know what? We said, parents, we want you to know first so that you're educated, so that you can tell your kids and talk intelligently about this. So I woke up this morning to almost 100 responses from a school district in North Carolina who executed our program today. Do you know how cool that is to wake up to 80 students telling us that they're going to be drug and alcohol abstinent, that they understand what fentanyl is, that they're going to and they're not going to buy these fake killers, they're not going to buy these pills, they're not going to buy this marijuana-laced vape and other products? Listen, in Virginia, just a month ago, 5 10-year-olds in Amherst grade school, eating lunch. You think you could do that, right? Gummy bears, laced with fentanyl, all 5 of them taken to the hospital. Fortunately, there wasn't enough in this situation where they were able to be resuscitated by Narcan. How many in here know what Narcan naloxone is? It's okay if you don't, because there are a lot that don't. Narcan naloxone is the only thing that can stop an opioid overdose. It's a nasal spray. And we're trying to get it in our schools where school nurses are trained so if it happens on a school campus, we can save kids' lives. California just passed a law where kids can carry it in their backpack. It's a simple nasal spray that you spray in the nose. I was at an opioid task force event in North Carolina. One of the sheriffs came up to me and he said, last year alone, in 2023, we had over 10,000 resuscitations with Narcan naloxone. 10,000. And that's what they know about. That's what's reported. So I'm here to tell you guys, this is the #1 killer of 18 to 45-year-olds in our country. The #1 killer of teenagers in this country. More than cancer, leukemia, car accidents, more than all that. Our kids need to be educated. When I was at Sierra Vista this week at the high school talking to 9th graders, they didn't know. They're going online. You know, all of us can be honest in here. We had the right to experiment, we thought. You know, when we were in high school, probably most of us in here tried something, alcohol or marijuana or something along those lines. And we lived to tell about it. We're in here today. But these kids no longer have that ability to experiment. The most important message that has come out of this is that kids are scared. They realize that if they do experiment, it could cost them their life. And we have some experts here tonight, in Kevin Adams, my friend Chris Clem, that are going to talk to you about it. Dr. Erin Shannon, who wrote our curriculum for fentanyl, which I'm so proud of her and the work that she's done, not only with athletes, but with youngsters. Her and I have known each other a long time. It is an absolute pleasure to be partnering with her and her passion for this. She's got children in this age too, and she knows how dangerous this can be. So, what can we do in here about this problem? So, we've got a stigma about this issue. People are very reticent to talk about it. And what law enforcement agencies and EMS officers tell me is, hey, if a parent talks about fentanyl, they may be admitting that somehow someone in their home might have a problem with it, so they're embarrassed to talk about it. Most have not heard because there's only one news channel in our country that actually shows this problem for the most part. So a lot of people will never know what's going on. So I was in California about 6 months ago at a Hispanic 100 event, and the man who was hosting the party at his home came up to me and asked me what I did, and I told him. And he said, "Are you kidding me?" He said, "Is this really going on in Newport Beach in Orange County? Is this going on in my kid's school?" He had no idea. He said, "I want information." Well, we have information. If you pull out your phones right now, I'm going to ask you to do this, to put this on you're going to be a part of the solution tonight. Pull out your phones right now. Go to soldouttv.com. That's soldouttv.com, SOLDOUT-TV.com. Let me know when you're there. At the top in red, you'll see fentanyl education. Click on that fentanyl education page. Now, when you scroll down, you're going to get everything you need to know about fentanyl. Everything that your kids need to know about it. Videos, links from people like the DEA, CDC, private links from organizations who have researched this. So what we did for you is we went out and did the research.
We went out and got the information and brought it all into one nice tidy package at soldouttv.com. So you can put that on your homepage. It acts like an app. We created this online so you can do it on a phone, the way kids like to learn visually. So what do you get? What can you do with this? Here's what you can do with it. You can click that link tonight and send it to everybody you care about. You can send it to your family. You can give it to your kids. You can send it to your business associates so that everybody can learn the research and information so that they are up to speed on what to do about this. Now here's the insidious thing, and I want to thank my friend Chris Clem right here. Chris invited me last spring, Dr. Shannon and I, to come down to the border. We spent 5 hours on the border meeting with the Border Patrol, and God bless each and every one of them. I have so much respect for Chris and for all of their people and the job they do. You should pray for those people every night because their hands are tied right now, and they need to be cut loose to arrest people bringing thousands of pounds of fentanyl, not helping the country. We need to stop this. We need to stop it, and you guys can help us. So you can click that link and hit copy and paste that to everybody you know. And you know what you'll be doing? Arming people to stay alive. I'm going to tell you one sad story tonight. There are many of them. And I can tell you guys so many stories of schools I've walked into this year where I've heard about deaths of kids accidentally from this. Where I've heard from parents about accidental death from this. We had a lady that spoke at our event last year in Phoenix. Her name is Masa Yeager. Masa is the parent of a 19-year-old beautiful girl who was a gymnast, senior in high school, sophomore high school. She had an injury in gymnastics, and she got an operation, and she was on pain pills post-surgery. One of her friends texted her and said, listen, those pain pills that you've been taking, I saw them online. You can get them cheaper. So she went online, took that credit card, and many kids get around the safety protocols on TikTok and Snapchat. This is where this is all going on. And by the way, this is not political, but China owns TikTok. China brings the precursor in. China is the one who's funding people, the cartels to come in, and then China's funding to get your kids through their phones. That's what's happening in our country. Well, she did that. Do you know they came through the U.S. mail in a nice little tidy package addressed to them, and she took that without her parents knowing, and she took that package upstairs. And the night before she went to bed, she took that first pill and she dropped dead. She was dead right there in her bedroom. Her mom came up the next morning wondering why she wasn't ready for school and found her on the floor. She had no idea what had happened, no idea how this worked. She obviously was devastated. She then looked at her daughter's phone and saw the text link between her friend and her talking together about these fake fentanyl pills. And you know, Masa, the first thing she did, and that's what a lot of parents have told me to do when this happens, is first of all the shame, which is so sad. That she blamed herself, saying, I should have known. I should have known. I should have done something about it. But you know what? Instead of feeling sorry for herself, she went out and started her own foundation. You know what she said? I want to work with you because I don't want ever to have a parent ever go through what I have to live with every single day of my life. And she has honored Masa's life and done what she has done. So the DEA is here tonight. Ruth Morales, who, thank you so much. Ruth, stand up for me. Kevin Adams, stand up for me back there. Chris Clem, stand up for me. These guys who are people who are giving their lives to protect this country, give them a hand. Now, so I spoke with the DEA, they came out with statistics. That 7 out of 10, it's gone up by 1 pill. So, am I right on that, Ruth? 7 out of 10 fake pharmaceutical pills, just like you would get at the pharmacy. Pain pills, Percocet, whatever it is that you get from a pharmacy. 7 to 10 of those pills that are bought online have fentanyl in them. That's not Russian roulette, guys. That's an invitation to death. 45 to 43% of those drugs have enough fentanyl in them to kill you. I mean, I'm going to show you a film in a second where you're going to learn all you know. When you leave here tonight, you're going to know everything you need to know about fentanyl, so that you can go equip your families, your friends. Jay Schrader back here can equip his school. So I'm challenging you tonight. What can you do? You can get involved in our long-term mission here to get into Clark County schools, to work with law enforcement, to work with opioid task forces, to work with faith-based organizations, and get this technology and this online platform in the hands of everybody as fast as we can to stop this scourge. So I'm going to challenge you guys. Give tonight. Silent auction, raffle, donate. We need equipment. We need to hire people. Let me tell you what my lofty goal is. I'm a visionary. I believe in thinking big. What I want to do is I want to put together a national campaign that can reach everybody in this country because our government refuses to do it. We're going to have to do it ourselves to protect our kids, guys. It isn't just kids, though. It's their parents, too, that are dying because they're making the same mistake online. So it's not going away, and I want to tell you how much I appreciate on a busy Super Bowl week you guys showing up tonight to support us, and I want to work with every one of you here to solve this problem. If you're in another state, then I want to come to your state. If you're in another city and you don't have this program, we want to bring the program to you. So I'm making the SoldOutTV.com program available to each and every one of you. And you know what else I'm going to do? Our school program, our parental program that equips parents in every way, shape, or form to deal with this. We have your emails. I'm going to send you the parental program with a password that only schools get, that you can have everything you need to arm yourself to protect your kids and grandkids. I have 2 kids. The first thing I did was give them Narcan. Narcan is available. There are some places that will do it free. You just have to put it in where you are in Las Vegas. You can go to a pharmacy and get it. It's inexpensive. I have it in my car, my wife and I. We have it in our home. I've given it to my kids. Do you know that there are schools out there right now that we're trying to work with, working through county commissioners and opioid task forces, that do not have Narcan in the school? My cousin is a counselor at one of the schools in North Carolina that I'm at. After school, they had an opioid overdose, and she was there, and the nurse's office was closed. She ran to the nurse's office, broke the window, broke into the cabinet, got that Narcan, and saved that boy's life. Nothing else will do it. You got to have that to save someone's life. What has happened? I just took a CPR class. You know what they're teaching now? Everybody should know this is taking CPR. The EMS guys are giving out Narcan first because it's so close to what a condition, because you lose consciousness. It could be similar to a heart attack. They give the Narcan, then they start the CPR for safety. So, thank you for being here tonight. We've got a video for you that we want to show you. It's coming up. Okay. We changed that. Quarterback. We're going to change this up. I'm going to call it audible. So I'm going to bring up right now, he's not only a great friend, he's been a mentor of mine in business as well as in my foundation. He's very close to my dad because one of the reasons why he became an agent is his dad took him to Rams games to see the fearsome foursome, to see my dad play at the Coliseum. He's the greatest agent to ever do it. And I'm proud to call him my friend, Super Agent Leigh Steinberg.
Well, I feel blessed to be in a room filled with people who are not at casinos, are not gambling, are not drinking, but are gathered here today to see what we collectively can do to save that next generation of youth. See, the thing about fentanyl is it's tiny, and it can be mixed into anything. And therefore, anybody taking any substance in their body that is in pill form or in powder form, you may not want to buy fentanyl, but it's put there by drug dealers to extend their product. And remember how tiny it is, that this little grain, this tiny little grain, can kill you. And how does it kill you? It kills you by slowing down your breathing. It kills you by repressing your system. And so here's the thing. I was brought up by a father who had was treasure relationships, especially family. And the second was try to make a meaningful difference in the world and help people who can't help themselves and relieve pain. And all of you here tonight, I think, share those same values, right? We all believe in the concept of family and community. So years ago, I started a practice that had athletes as role models. And the concept is, how do we trigger imitative behavior? How do we use those cultural symbols to make a difference? So I asked each player to go back to the high school, set up a scholarship fund, work with the Boys and Girls Club, put down roots. At the collegiate level, network into that. And at the pro level, find some cause that's really important to them, that they'd like to do a charitable foundation with leading business figures, political figures, and the rest. You might like Patrick Mahomes as a player, but as a person, he has a charitable foundation called 15 in the Mahomes. And 15 in the Mahomes takes care of at-risk kids, takes care of a whole group of people. But the most powerful thing that we can do with athletes is messaging. So, if you can imagine Lennox Lewis, who I helped, the heavyweight boxer, put out a public service announcement that said, real men don't hit women. And that could do more to trigger imitative behavior in rebellious adolescents than 1,000 authority figures ever could. So young people tune out parents, tune out authority figures, teachers, and the rest of it. But a macho athlete can deliver a message that may resonate. And so Lennox Lewis did more to trigger different attitudes towards how to treat women in domestic violence for a generation. We can do the same thing with fentanyl. We can put a program together, as I did with Steve Young and Oscar De La Hoya, that said prejudice is foul play. And you could affect people's attitudes, young people's attitudes, not by lecturing them, but through the concept of role modeling. So here's how it works. I wanted to tackle the problem of bullying because people have their whole lives ruined because in middle school or high school they are taunted or teased mercilessly, and they carry that poison around with them for the rest of their life. So what we did was to get coaches, pro athletes, and college athletes to talk to high school athletes. And in the culture of a high school, they are on top of the food chain, right? They are, and instead of them being the bullies, we convinced them they should be the promoters of tolerance and put their arm around someone with a hair whip or too fat or doesn't speak great English, whatever the cause was. And they changed the culture of those high schools. We can change the culture of middle school and high school by using athletes to explain what fentanyl is. Now, I've done a number of seminars on concussion. I'm doing another one tomorrow. And the dangers of head injury and the adolescent brain is still in formation. What we found out about concussion was that if it takes an older athlete a week to recover from a concussion, it takes the adolescent brain 3 times longer. They are still going to school. They need their brains. And so what happens with drugs is it stultifies the development of the brain. It actually alters the cognitive process in ways that are really, really harmful. And we can use athletes, we can all do whatever we can in this to save that next generation so they don't die. Can you high and it kills you. Not very good. So I'm telling you, I'll use our athletes to try and be role models against the use of fentanyl. And they have a unique opportunity to permeate the perceptual screen that young people look at life through and make a fundamental difference in the world. So you've heard an expert description tonight by someone who's got a plan, and I think that if we can all unite and get behind it, that we've got the ability to save our youth. So when we're trying to spread these messages, we use every form of popular communication. Public service announcement, comic books, superheroes athletically fighting for a great cause. And thank you so much for being here tonight. Thank you so much for caring. And thanks so much for supporting Roman.
We're going to let you settle in and find your seat over here. And we're going to play a quick video, okay? Let's let you settle in and find your seat real quick. We're going to play our video here today, and then we're going to bring everybody up for the panel, okay? So let me get the video ready.
What is inside this vial could kill you almost instantly. In fact, this much would kill you and I if we split it. It's odorless, tasteless, and it's currently being disguised as nearly any drug you can buy off the street. This is fentanyl. Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid that is 100 times stronger than morphine and about 50 times the strength of heroin. Fentanyl has sedative effects and will rapidly slow down a person's breathing. Just a milligram too much of fentanyl can result in hypoxia, a decrease of oxygen to the brain, and can quickly lead to death. Sounds more like a poison than a drug. If you were to ingest fentanyl and live, your body would begin having withdrawals within a few hours. Fentanyl is one of the most addictive substances known to man. It is also rather cheap to produce considering its potency, which is why it is being used in all types of illicit drugs. Pills, cocaine, methamphetamine, MDMA, even some instances of marijuana, illegal drugs have been forever changed because of fentanyl. The most notable are the fake prescription pills. In 2021, the DEA alone seized over 20 million fake prescription pills made of fentanyl. These pills, designed to look exactly like prescription drugs such as oxycodone, Percocet, Xanax, Adderall, and more, contain nothing but fentanyl in a colored binder and are pressed to look just like the pills you would get from a pharmacy. The difference, though, is a matter of life or death. The DEA has reported over 42% of pills tested for fentanyl contain a potentially lethal dose. So maybe it's not the first pill someone takes, but one shortly after. Over the past few years, there has been enough fentanyl seized to kill every person in the United States. Fentanyl is being found everywhere in almost every drug, but you won't know it's there until it's too late. Your decision to not try a drug is one of the most important decisions that you can make. Over time, pop culture seems to glorify drugs more and more. Drugs have been promoted as solutions to mental health struggles like depression and anxiety. Trying drugs has been normalized as something that is just part of going through life. In reality, it is something that will take your life from you. With fentanyl's increasing prevalence in nearly all drugs today, promoting drug use is one of the most dangerous messages an influential person can communicate, especially to young people. The glamorous lifestyle associated with drug use is a facade. Many famous people suffer brutal addictions behind the scenes, and fentanyl is exposing that truth. More and more great artists, athletes, and talents are falling to fentanyl. With them are many others who fell for the lie that using illicit drugs can solve any pain or problem in your life. It is a lie you must be smart enough to see through. Fentanyl is a death trap that very few escape once they enter into it. Do not be deceived. Fentanyl has turned drug dealers into death dealers, and today's easy access to drugs means that a dealer could be anybody. Most illicit drug sales today happen online and over social media. Many of the drug death stories I've encountered are of teens and young adults who bought a pill or a bit of cocaine and had it delivered to their family's house. A lot of times it was from somebody that they knew. Let's make this clear. It does not matter how well you think you know someone. It does not matter if they tell you the drug that they have is really what they say it is. You both do not know if fentanyl is in that drug until it is too late. Just because you've seen a friend try a drug, or even if you've tried something before, does not mean it's going to be safe. These drugs are not coming from a pharmacy or a lab with quality control. These drugs are being blended together by random people who do not care about you and bagged up for a quick profit. What seems like a safe dose could contain enough fentanyl to kill multiple people simply because of how carelessly these drugs are made. Again, you won't know until it's too late. Fentanyl is now the leading cause of death for young people in the United States. Some are looking for relief, some for a good time. Many are just curious and make a stupid mistake. Had they known fentanyl was in the drugs they took, they never would have done it. But they can't take that choice back now. You, though, have a choice to make for your life. You may struggle sometimes and feel like you need help. You may get curious or tempted to try a drug. Remember that feelings are temporary, but some decisions can last forever. You always have the opportunity to choose something greater, something that will give you life and not death. I encourage you today to realize how precious your life is, and that one choice is all it takes to throw it away. Please do not do it. Remember that you have a purpose. You have gifts and passions that are unique to you. You were made to have a future. You can live an amazing life without ever touching a drug. Just keep going after the things you know are right, things that are good for you. You'll be an example for your friends, and you can encourage them too. If you're a young person and learned something from this video today, I want you to share it with your friends because this information is saving lives right now. You could be the friend that saves someone's life by keeping them from making a big mistake. Please share it. If you're a parent or guardian and you want to learn more about how you can educate and protect your children from fentanyl poisoning, then I need you to head over to naturalhigh.org/fentanyl right now and sign up with your email to receive the free fentanyl toolkit. Natural High will keep you updated with information and resources you can share with your children. My name is Dominic Tierno. My natural highs are faith and filmmaking. Thank you for watching.
All right, folks, so we're going to get our panel ready. Now, first up, we want to welcome Chris Clem. He's a retired Chief Patrol Agent. Let's give him a round of applause. He's living in Tucson, Arizona currently. Chris, come on up. All right, next up, we have Dr. Erin Shannon here today. Dr. Erin Shannon. She's a sports psychology expert, daughter of Hall of Fame baseball player, St. Louis Cardinals Mike Shannon. Give it up for Dr. Erin. Dr. Erin requested a little Nelly out of St. Louis for her walk-up song. There you go. And next up, of course, we got Kevin Adams of the Drug Enforcement Administration, ladies and gentlemen. Head DEA in the state of Nevada. He's been with the DEA for 27 years. He's from Brooklyn, New York. Kevin, this song's for you guys. A little New York in the house. Finally, let's get Leigh Steinberg, our super agent, back to our seat number 4 there here today as part of our panel. Give it up for Leigh one more time. And folks, I'm going to pass it back over to Roman to lead the charge. I'll get you guys set up with some mics. Go ahead, Leigh.
Go ahead. Hey, I just ran there before we started, so I'm there. All right. Very excited to have this group. One of the things that we do after Super Bowls, last year in Phoenix, Chris again took us to the border where we were to learn how it comes into the country and how it ends up in our kids' hands. But we'll come back here to Las Vegas to get law enforcement, to get opioid task forces, parents, corporations, and we'll do a fentanyl crisis symposium. We also, tomorrow at Charlie Frias Park, if you have kids, it's free to junior high and high school boys and girls. We have a football camp tomorrow with 17 NFL players. We'll be giving a fentanyl talk after that. So Charlie Frias Park at 8:30 a.m. if you want to send your kids to have a great day learning from the pros. Let me say something and give thanks to Natural High. That film has been one of the most powerful films. It gets the attention of young people right away. You now know everything you need to know about fentanyl. Does everybody feel a lot more comfortable about it now, about what it is and what you can do to stop it? Raise your hand if you feel more comfortable after watching it. Okay, great, great. So what National High does is they make their stuff available, so they're part of our resource partnership. We provide their resources on our soldouttv.com site. One of the things that I've been doing across the country is merging with other like-minded organizations. We don't need to do this alone. We can do this together and have a much greater influence. So I'm very excited about that. So the panel tonight is an expert panel. They're gonna answer some questions for us. We're gonna jump through it, so let's jump right in. First of all, Chris, you're 27 and a half years retired, Border Patrol Chief. You're in Yuma, Arizona. You know, one of the things that I want these guys to know is, and let's try to be brief and succinct, how does this drug, once it gets into the country, first of all, how does it get in, and then how does it end up in our kids' hands?
No, appreciate that, and it's really hard to follow up when you watch that Natural High video because it just tells you so much. But let's be real, and we're grown men and women here. The border's a mess, and when we have these issues, no one wants to talk about it because they want to get politics involved. This is about American security. This is about border security to keep every town safe in this country. And so what is happening when you see the massive humanity that rises at the border, it causes our resources to respond to that, which creates vulnerabilities for the really bad actors and the bad narcotics and things like that to come through with little resistance. But to your question, Roman, yes, it is coming in as a precursor drug from overseas, from China, specifically into Mexico. It's getting to the hands of the cartels, the drug smuggling organizations, the clandestine labs, and they're pressing the pills. And I will say this, from an interdictor, I'm glad they put it in the pills, because when we first started experiencing it was in its raw powder form. And so our agents were encountering and seeing the packaging, they were getting exposed. It was costing them, not only border patrol agents, but all law enforcement. It was making them very sick and costing lives. So it's getting packaged into pills, and it's oftentimes coming in two forms, or ways. Through the ports of entry, concealed in compartments, or body carried by people trying to come in lawfully, but because of all the resources being put to the human issue, stuff is getting through undetected, and it's arriving into our neighborhoods. The other part, which is where I spent most of my career, was between the ports of entry. It is being smuggled in. And I know when we got DEA here, which is always great because they really know a lot of stats. But last year, I believe 52% of the fentanyl that was seized at the ports of entry, which means the other part, the other 48% was between the ports of entry. That's good that it's being seized, but I'm also very real. If we have that kind of volume coming in, there's a lot we're missing. And that's what's getting into, our communities and getting into, the hands of our children, unfortunately, and causing the chaos that it's causing. Hopefully that gets you going there.
Perfect. Kevin, I'm glad that you're here because we're here to attack this problem in Las Vegas and appreciate your people sending you over, man. Thank you for being here. I want you to give these guys an idea in their own hometown here in Las Vegas of what's going on with this infection.
Okay, just to be straight, the availability of fentanyl has increased tremendously over the last few years. You look at 2021, DEA seized in Nevada approximately 250,000 M30 tablets. These are fake oxycodone tablets. These fake oxycodone tablets that are laced with fentanyl. 7 out of 10 of those tablets have potentially deadly lethal dosages. In 22, we seized approximately 300,000 tablets. In 23, we seized 1.7 million tablets. Wow. 1.7 million. We've also seen the price drop tremendously, the street price. That means that the market is flooded with these tablets. And what's the result? In lives lost. In 22, there was 196 people that died from drug-related overdoses tied to fentanyl. In 2023, there was 579. That's a 195% increase. It says, stated before in the video, it's the leading cause of death in Americans from the age of 18 to 45. The leading cause of death in Americans from the age of 18 to 45. And that's what we're looking at. And primarily what we have seen is those fake oxycodone tablets, the M30s, but now we've seen an increase in fentanyl powder. So that's what we're facing. And as we know in law enforcement, we can't arrest our way out of this problem. It has to be a multi-pronged approach. So we're doing opioid summits with Clark County School District. Yesterday we were with the NFL Alumni Association at Legacy High School in North Las Vegas. So it's about education and prevention and giving our adolescents the skill sets to say no and to make smart choices, to make healthy choices. Because again, this is an extremely deadly drug. It's the deadliest drug crisis that our country has ever faced. Far deadlier than the crack epidemic. So we need to all hands on deck in trying to turn the tide.
Beautiful, Kevin. Thank you. Dr. Shannon, we got together about, I guess 2 years ago. She came to me and she said, you know what, this fentanyl problem is really a serious issue. We need to get this in our curriculum because we're a drug and alcohol abstinence program, life skills program. Leigh talked about role model mirroring, and our life skill program is delivered by athletes and celebrities, giving them 1 to 3 minute videos, over 200 character and life skill training sessions. So that's really important, that part of it. But Dr. Shannon, what I want them to know, why is our online program so effective with students? And then for parents, how are we overcoming the stigma by taking the conversation out and creating a dissemination system that allows people to do it themselves in the privacy of their own home or business?
Well, I've 6 teenagers myself, and so anybody that's got any children from 30 years old or younger knows that they learn, and they interact, and they socialize through their phone, social media, and we have to be in the places where they are, and we have to talk to them in ways that they understand. There's no wiggle room. And we get people that they know, that they recognize, and that makes them stop and think, this guy's cool, this guy's, on the Wheaties boxes, and these guys are talking about it. We have to educate our kids so that they're empowered to go into that party. We're not at a party. We're not ordering stuff online. We're not meeting people at the park. They are. We've got to give them every tool that they can have so that they can make the right decision, save their own life. Educating them and then making them take responsibility for their own actions. And kids are not stupid. They understand when you tell them straight. Both of these guys spoke very straight because that's the problem that we have to speak about. We have to speak about it straight. What we've done in these programs is we've given schools accredited curriculum. The school has to have accredited curriculum anyway. We've given them curriculum that allows the teachers, the students, and the parents to all be on the same page with the same message. So everyone that has the touch point is saying the same things over and over and over again.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Dr. Shannon. So there's a statistic that has come out, and it's about 3 or 4 years old, that, we start this with 4th graders, and many people are shocked by that. But you all know as parents that the average parent gives their son or daughter a cell phone in the 4th grade. So they think it's a safety item that they can call if they get in trouble. But what they don't realize is these irresponsible Snapchat, TikTok social sites that don't have good protocols for safety for underage kids, they overcome those safety protocols, and then they go online and they're able to access what he was talking about, these fake fentanyl pills and these recreational drugs. And we started dealing with vape in schools about 6 or 7 years ago, and obviously, forget about fentanyl, just vape alone can damage your lungs. It's a terrible thing for teenagers. But now, one of the problems we're having in junior high is fentanyl-laced vape. And so kids are going on and ordering vape. They've been used to doing this for quite a while. I was just in a Fontana Unified School District in California where I went into the school and said, Mr. Gabriel, they're going to listen because the bottom line is they know, because we lost a sixth grade girl just last week who tried vaping for the first time and it was laced with fentanyl and she's
So these are stories that we hear all the time. So we want to start them early. The only true way to stop this is drug and alcohol abstinence. We don't talk about responsibility. We talk about drug and alcohol abstinence. Myself, my brother was an alcoholic for 17 years. He started drinking as a 9th grader. It's one of the reasons why I got into this, my wife and I don't have the same genetic problem he had. Genetic alcoholism and drug is a terrible thing in a family. So my brother destroyed should have been dead, and he's alive and hasn't had a drink since '88, and he's doing great. But he's the minority. 50% of drug addicts and alcoholics are going to end up back in rehab at some point, and it's a lifetime of struggle. We have people in here who have struggled with that themselves. I don't have that problem. I haven't had a drink since 1997, not because I can't have one, but because when I decided I was going to challenge kids to be drug and alcohol abstinence, I said, you know what? I'm not going to ask you to do anything that I don't do. They're impressed by athletes and celebrities and these high-profile people that say, I don't need drugs and alcohol. I don't have time for that. How do you be excellent on drugs and alcohol? It's the worst possible way to ruin your life. So we start in 4th grade. The statistics say that in 4th grade, if you talk to students at a young age about drugs and alcohol, that they're 50% less likely to try drugs in high school. That's a big number. So what we're trying to do with the parents is to educate them that they have to stop letting their phones be the babysitter. They have to start knowing what their kids are doing online. They have to put safety protocols in. This isn't a first-time discussion we're starting with parents. We're giving them resources online to have an ongoing discussion about this. So we've given parents what they want. Information, made it comfortable for them. And then our pledge program, the kids come home and tell them themselves. So there's no excuse for parents not to have this conversation with them. So first, our priority is all staff and administration learn so that they can intelligently talk with their students, intelligently talk with their staff. Secondly, we send our parental program home before we get with the kids. They have to sign off on the program, and they have all the resources they need right at their fingertips on their computer or phone. Then after that happens, we schedule in the classroom in either homeroom, PE health, and we get with the students, show them a short 15-minute video similar to one that you saw that educates them on fentanyl, and then we give discussion questions and all sorts of resources for the teachers to talk about it right off the bat. Then they take our drug and alcohol abstinence pledge. 70% of junior high students take our drug and alcohol abstinence pledge. Can I say that again? 70%. Leigh knows this from athletes. People want to be challenged. They want to be challenged to be the best. Our schools have to do a better job of challenging kids to be better people, not better test takers. Right now, we're so testing curriculum heavy that we've eliminated life skills programs, drug and alcohol abstinence programs, PE and health. So everything that's been taken away at the schools, our program's brought back in. So what I like to say is, you guys have all had that. Old school with a new school technology. The way kids like to get it, visual, on their phones, interactive. So I'm coming to Leigh on this because it leads right into it. You talked a little bit in your speech about this. Leigh, what do we have to do positively to get our kids to be more proactive and to be more alert and to look to be successful in life and to do the things they need to do that?
Well, first of all, you need to make that cool. It can't come from authorities. It's got to come from peers, from people like. Our whole approach is to use celebrity to influence behavior. And I don't know, you talked about those programs. I'm not sure we're teaching the history and mathematics or much of anything to that next generation. So for example, when we went after racial intolerance in the school, we got the student leaders to form a club. And if you could have an abstinence club, abstinence is the wrong word, if you could have a pro-life club on those campuses, and make it cool, make it something that the cool kids do and so everyone will do. So, because those kids are all about peers. I mean, when my daughter turned about 14, she had 6 or 7 friends, and they would text each other from inside the room, right? In other words, she had a birthday party, and the kids were all in the living room, and they were texting each other in that room. I mean, they were this close, and they were texting each other. Their consciousness comes through exposure to social media. It comes on texting. You have to create an alternative way of making this lifestyle seem fun. And you saw there was someone was barreling down a mountain. It looked like fun activities, you know. This can't be punitive and disciplinary. And it's got to be their idea, some of it. And so you need some opinion leaders in that school to sort of turn it around.
Thank you, Leigh. Appreciate that.
With that,
Give me a hand for being here tonight. Thank you, Leigh. Leigh's been a great friend, and he supported us from the start, and I'm so grateful to have him on our advisory committee and doing what he does for us. So, on this panel tonight, you've heard facts about this. These guys have illustrated it greatly from statistics to how it happens. When you go on the soldouttv.com site, one of the things kids say about our drug and alcohol abstinence pledge is it's cool. We've taught kids that it's cool to be drug and alcohol abstinent. You know, I have 2 success things in my life, and one was, I tell kids, if you want to be successful, you go after your passion, you go after your dream, you set yourself the goals that you need. We teach goal setting, and you go after it with everything you have. But then the second thing is something I learned from my dad, that once you're successful, it's no fun to be successful on your own. You want to give back. So what I have always believed is that nothing's fulfilling unless you take that success and share it with someone else and help somebody else be successful. So our life skills program is called Student Success 101 on the homepage. It's the kids' favorite part of our program because it's that life skill role modeling program for celebrities. I've never had a football player or an athlete or a celebrity like Dr. Oz ever charge me to do, and there's people sitting in this room like Carolyn Moss, who just came in, who's done stuff for our program. Chris Clem's done stuff, Dr. Shannon, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Lisa Leslie, X Games athletes, surfers. Bottom line is we have people that care about kids because they've been there, done that, and they're willing to say what needs to be said to these kids, that it isn't McDonald's 30-second quick deal. If you want to be successful, it's going to be a lifetime of hard work, goal setting, surrounding yourself with the right people, and being determined. Now, I don't need to say that because we can do it in a 1 to 3 minute quick video where they get visual. We can talk to kids about difficult subjects if it's done correctly through visual. So when you mess around on that phone, because that's where it was created for, it's integrated, it's fast, it's fun, there's always new content. So please, I will tell you, spend some time on the site. There's a lot of great tools for young people. So, very quickly, I want to thank Chris. He does a great job for us all the time. Chris, thank you, brother. We're going to continue to work with experts like this because that's why college accreditation impresses schools, because they say, wait a minute, you have a fentanyl education platform and a curriculum that's written with teacher's guide, skills application, discussion questions, and testing? And my kids in high school can get early college and college credit towards taking it as an elective. So we're the only online fentanyl platform that's college accredited in the country right now. And I'm proud of that because it's people like this that have helped us develop it. So I hope that you guys are going to take this resource, share it with your friends, share it with your kids, share it with your business people, because I'm going to tell you what I tell people who say the words, well, my kid would never do that. Well, let me tell you something. What Leigh said earlier, your kid may not mean to do it, but he can do it. And what I say all the time is, this week, hashtag fentanyl crisis, hashtag saving lives. because it may save somebody you love. Thank you.
Round of applause. Round of applause to our panel. We're not going to stay yet. Now we got to do our fundraising efforts. Thank you, Roman. We'll invite our panel to go ahead and find your seats as we move on with our final activity of the day, which is going to be our live auction. Then we'll take a break. We'll announce amount of money raised, and we'll do close out of our silent auction.
Before you close it, one guy I want to bring up here. Come on up. Ben Smith is the CEO of Gnosis IQ, an incredible AI educational program that's breakthrough and changing the way that people educate kids. So I just want to tell you, he's joined with me in a partnership to accredit and to give research accredited results by taking our pledge program and putting it in an AI program that can reach kids. So just tell them very quickly about it.
Yeah, so Roman talked about kids on TikTok. Kids need something quick, they need something, they're used to that 15-second instant gratification. What we've done is we've integrated the pledge that they can do online, and we've incorporated it into the system so it's a single click. They can pledge and they can go back and reflect on the days that they've pledged to stay off drugs. They can actually take through the system, look to see throughout the day the digital journal. They can see how they felt when they pledged. So based on that, we're doing a lot. I want to keep it short, but we're incorporating academic performance, emotional state, and the propensity towards drugs. And we're incorporating all that. We're doing a lot of research and a lot of predictive analytics to support students. And we're hitting the kids right where they are, and we're getting them where they're comfortable is really where it counts. So thank you, Roman, for letting me be a part of this team. And let's get on with this auction. There's some really cool stuff out there.
Another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to keep it moving right along. We are rolling into our live auction here today. Now, first up, we have a special guest here today. Dr. Philip, you are here. You were going to speak on this, and then I'm going to auction it off. Just so everybody knows, to set the table, we have 6 items we'll be auctioning off, and then we'll take a little break, okay? All right, Dr. Philip, briefly just tell us all about this and what you're offering here today. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we talked about, the fentanyl epidemic in teenagers, but there's also an epidemic among adults with chronic pain. 2014, a company called Purdue Pharmaceutical made a opioid named OxyContin, which 500,000 Americans overdosed and died, and that's a legal drug. So as an alternative to taking these pain pills or even NSAIDs, which can cause GI bleeding and death, we offer a natural stem cell technologies to get really active baby boomers, seniors who are weekend warriors out of pain, whether it's a bone-on-bone knee, spinal stenosis, degenerative disc disease, it could be autoimmune disease as well. So the lab I work with is Regenerative Labs, and we do a lot of research in how these stem cell technologies could actually reverse degenerative processes, degenerative arthritis, degeneration of the brain, and just degeneration of your nervous system overall. So what we're offering is a total stem cell makeover. So the lab has donated enough doses where basically if you have 5 body parts that are in pain, let's say you have 2 bone-on-bone knees, herniated discs, bad rotator cuffs, because most of you are athletes, we can actually get you out of pain, so you're not taking OxyContin, Vicodin, NSAIDs, no more epidurals. We could probably prevent back surgery. A lot of time they want to do fusions with titanium rods and a knee replacement. So it's enough doses where we can basically regenerate your entire body. Normally we'd charge about $11,000 for this service, but we're starting the bid at $4,000. Just to give a couple shameless plugs, Leigh has been to our clinic and has stem cells. Ron Brown has been to our clinic for our laser therapy.
Okay, I'm
And
gonna make
this
this
guy.
easy in layman's
All right.
terms. My whole life was going down the toilet because of injuries with my L5 and C5. He found me when he was the title sponsor 3 years ago, and I told him how bad I was in pain and how I was hurting. And he said, I can help you. He brought me out to Newport Beach. I got stem cell in my L5 down here and in my C5. And immediately, within about a month or two, and every month after, I continued to improve and improve and improve. I was taking aspirin, pain pills. I've not, since I got my stem cell, taken a pain pill since we did this 3 years ago, and I just had a booster this last week. So if you're having chronic pain or you've got something, I know Chris Clem's having some pain with his neck. This is an incredible alternative medicine, staying away from stuff that can hurt you and keeping you using the stem cells to do that.
Wayne, you want to tell them about your knees too? Because we fixed this.
Go ahead. Let's go ahead and auction this off.
All right, just come on. Let's get that shingles plugged in.
Real quick, real quick, buddy.
Actually, my knees definitely hurt. I don't say that, but 3 years ago, I came to Dr. U, and I really, really got one. Yes, they still hurt, but they're getting better and better, and then we'll move around a lot better, and it's increasingly becoming a lot more comfortable for me to be mobile and so forth. I do have to thank you for that. I had a stem cell surgery in both my knees. There's a little device I put on my knees that stimulates the growth and stuff. I want to thank you very much.
Dr. Phil, you're going to stand here and auction this off with me. We're going to go in increments of 500 here today. As we begin our first live auction item, we have 6 items going on. And then Jen, just so you know, you're going to be my note taker whenever we say those magic words of going once, going twice, sold. Do it with me, folks. Going once, going twice, sold. Yeah, starting bid is $4,000. We're going to go in increments of 500. 4,000, we have an opening bid of 4,000 here today. 4,000 to hang out with our friend, Dr. Philip Yu. There we go, 4,000 round of applause, our first bid of the night. Now I'm going to throw it for 4,500. 4,500, ladies and gentlemen. 4,500, the guy sitting right next to you, I like it. Back to you for $5 grand. Back to you for he said, I thought we were friends. Now they're sitting next to each other. Here we go. This is like Chiefs and 49ers here, right in the midst of us. Right now, we're at you for 4,500. I need $5 grand from you, sir. 4,500 going once, ladies and gentlemen. $5 grand right here. High five to my main man in front. Thank you. The legend of Orange County is getting in on the bidding here, folks. $5,000. Can I get a 5,500, folks? 5,500. Right now, we're at $5 grand going once. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking around the room. $5 grand going twice. Say it with me. $5 grand sold! Arturo, keep the bell one more time. And we have a song called Staying Alive here. Yes. There we go. This is the theme song for Dr. Philip Yu. Staying Alive. There we go. You guys back? Awesome. Jen, you got the notes? All right. Let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. That was our first item here tonight. Are we having fun yet? We're having fun in Vegas. Here we go. Where are my Rams fans out there? We have Rams legend, family legend, Roman Gabriel here in the house. Give him another round of applause for this great cause. And I have to say, I was telling Roman over the phone how big of a fan, diehard fan my dad is of the LA Rams. And he said, oh my God, when's the Roman Gabriel event where you get to go see Roman? That's amazing. So awesome. Thank you for having us. And this is what we're doing here today for item number 2. LA Rams Cardinals. So this is Cardinals at Rams. 2 club level seats, includes a tailgate party, parking, and transportation. Now they said the value is about $2,000 for this. We're going to start the bidding at $700 for Rams Cardinals 2025, folks. The date of the game, that's a great question. We might need to look it up if we can. I don't know if they haven't released schedules yet. Yeah, so they're going to do it after the draft. That's right. So you have to a little bit go out on a limb, but it's all for a great cause, and hopefully it's on a Sunday, and that'll be okay for you guys. So tailgate party, parking, and transportation. Value's about $2 grand. Start the bidding today at $700. $700 over here. I'm going to go up to $1,000. $1,000. $700 right here. Will you do $800? Will you do $800? No? 700, that's where he draws the line. 700 right here. I'm gonna go over here. Can I go to 1,000, sir? 800? 800, you're gonna keep it nice and simple? Can I go to 1,000? Right now we're at 800. Let's get to that nice round number, 1,000. I'm looking for 800 going once, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking around the room. Rams, Cardinals, here we go. Kyler Murray action, come on now. 800 going twice, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking out the room. Last call, going once, going twice. 900 right here. Hey, we got a battle. We'll play a little ping pong here. 900 here, 1,000 to you, sir. 1,000 to you wearing the 49ers. No, you're out, that's it? $200, okay, there we go. Right now we're at 900 going once. Ladies and gentlemen, say it with me. 900 going twice, high five me. 900, sold, ladies and gentlemen, sold. Arturo's gonna give you the bell. High five to you, thank you, sir. I'll give you a little handshake. Jen right here, give it for the lovely Jen. She's gonna get your information, sir. Make sure that we're all settled up there. Folks, and that was item number 2 here today. Hope you're having a blast. We're gonna go to item number 3 as we participate. Next up, yes. For the Rams? Was the Rams your bid? Your donation? Oh, great. Thank you so much for donating the cause. Nice. So that's you. You two need to talk. Wayne, you two. It was his donation. He's going to get you set up with Cardinals at Rams. There we go. There we go. I like it. All right, folks. On with our next item. What do we got? We got a little. There we go. Little vacation by Go-Go's. This is a staycation. South Shore Country Club. 2-night stay, Westin, Las Vegas. Okay? Starting bid is $900. The value of this item, folks.
Hold on, there's more.
Okay.
2 rounds of golf for 2 people at our clubhouse.
Oh, wow.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. What was your name?
Kent.
Hey, Kent. Round of applause for Kent. It is a wonderful donation.
I was invited by Kent out there Tuesday night. I played in a lot of beautiful places. This is one of the most beautiful golf courses I have ever seen. And for you guys like I do that hit it left to right, sometimes too far left to right, Jack Nicklaus layout, it is, the view there is to die for. Bighorn sheep on the golf course. And Kent will host you and tell you how, well, I'll play with you. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? Well, listen, it is a beautiful course. If you love a great golf course, it's amazing.
The Niners are at the Hilton and the Chiefs are at the Westin. Very cool. That's good to know. Interesting. So, South Shore Country Club, 2 rounds of golf. Thank you for our generous donation. I'd say the value is about $4 grand for this, right? We're going to start the bidding today at the low, low price of $900, folks. $900. I'm looking around the room. We'll go in increments of $500. Here we go. $900, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking around the room for our South Shore Country Club experience, ladies and gentlemen. All right, $900 looking around the room. This is a deal. This is a deal, folks. Do we have to drop it down? Is it okay to drop it down?
It is complimentary of the club.
It is? Okay, thank you. Another round of applause for him. All right, so all good. We tried that. How about if we dropped it to 800? Does that make it a little bit more enticing, folks? 800? Right here in the back, round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. $800, thank you. All right, so we'll jump that up 200, see if anybody wants to play for 1,000 here today. Looking around the room for $1,000 bid. Right now we're at 800, ladies and gentlemen. 800 in the back, beautiful young lady in the back. Going once, 8,000 going twice. Ladies and gentlemen, hey, there he is. The man who just bid on the Rams snuck in at the last minute right here. And he's in, you're in for 1,000, sir. You're in for 1,000, yes, yes, yes. Back to you for 1,200. Back to you for 1,200. Right now, I'm at 1,000 right here. 1,000, right here, 1,200, here we go. 1,000 going once, ladies and gentlemen, say it with me. 1,000 going twice, here we go. Let's all say it together. 1,000 sold! Yes, that is how we do it. Thank you so much. That is our golf staycation, and you have his information. Jen, thank you to the lovely Jen. We're going to move on to our next item here today. This wonderful, beautiful, glamorous bag. Oh, yes. Now we have the designer of this bag, I believe, here today.
Come on, Dad.
And just give me a touch more here. Just a touch more, thank you. Now, if you notice, DJ Arturo is playing Papa Got a Brand New Bag for the bag. There it is. Very nice.
I have to say that this was one of the first bags inspired by Audrey Hepburn.
Okay.
We had the permission of Sean Ferrer to do it, her son. And I we were visiting with them in Italy, and I said to him I want to design a bag inspired by Audrey, and he said go ahead and send me a sketch, and I did. He loved it, and he said you can call it the Audrey. So we've had this bag, it's our classic for almost 14 years, and it is still the best seller.
This is the Audrey.
This is the Audrey.
Okay, and what is the brand of the bag called?
Well, the brand is called Talia Blanc. It's the mother brand, but I'm here because of Roman, and something that we're so aligned on. And through fashion, I started a movement for mental well-being, and it was the great thinking of our common attorney, Andrew Morton, that put us together because our vision is the same, to change the way we approach mental health. So this is the mother brand, but the power of words is coming next. So the Audrey.
Okay, so we have the Audrey here. What does the Audrey retail for? And then tonight we're going to auction it off to raise some money for Sold Out Youth Foundation.
Okay, the Audrey sells for $1,200, but we have it at $840.
Okay, so we'll do $850. Okay, $850 retails for $1,200. Who would love this beautiful, lovely Audrey bag for $850 here today? I'm looking at Jen and Jeanette in the front. Yes, that's right. And there we go. Yeah, you want to walk in? Okay, we have our beautiful model who's gonna. There we go. Okay, so right now we're at $850 for the Audrey bag. Everybody say, ooh.
Do you want to walk it around the room?
Right, and
Well,
just so you know, you're up
it's
next as well
100%
for our
Italian.
next item as well.
Okay. No,
Just take a look.
actually, we have
Okay.
a model for the next item.
Do we have an opening bid for $850?
Okay.
Opening bid. Thank you, Chad. Did you want a bid, Chad, on the bag? Okay. $850 is the opening bid, folks. All right, what if we dropped it down one notch? You're down? You're down, or you're good for $850? I'm good for $850. She's good for $850. High five here. Support the cause. $850, okay, and now I'm looking for $950 here today. Looking around the room for $950. Right now we're at $850 going once. What was your name? Angela. $850 going twice to Angela. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause. $850 sold. Love that. Good action. Jen's going to get your information. Thank you, Angela. Appreciate you. And that's the things we do here at Sold Out Youth Foundation for the cause. Next up, I believe we have a model who's going to model this one off. Go ahead, come on up. Look at that. Everybody say, ooh. You can keep playing that song. It's perfect. She can walk the runway for us. Dr. Erin, killing the game. She's a natural. Okay, turn around. Let's see. There you go. Nice black leather. And what does it say on the side here? Warrior. I like it. All right, so what does this retail for? $1,400. This is a $1,400 retail one. We started at $1,000 today. Italian leather, 100%. Okay, so $1,400, but today, Sold Out Youth Foundation, you can get it for $1,000. Looking for my opening bid of $1,000 here today. You guys stay up with me as we get some momentum going. It's fun as we go around. There we go, $1,000. Round of applause. Round of applause, $1,000. We're looking at it when we jump to $1,200, folks. $1,200 to play ball here today in our live auction. Right now we're at $1,000 going once, ladies and gentlemen. $1,000 go. Oh, look at that. Everybody say, ooh. $1,000. You're doing amazing. $1,000 going twice right over here. $1,000 sold, ladies and gentlemen. Arturo, do the bell one more time. Ding that bell, yes. Do we just go hand her the jacket right here in front of us? Here, why don't you come on up? We want we want the handoff right in front of us here as we get to one. I think our final item is next. And what was your name, man? And where are you from? Nicola? And you're from Lake Las Vegas. There we go. Is anybody else here from Las Vegas? Oh, we got a couple people from Las Vegas here. Okay. I thought everybody was traveling. This is very nice. So, round of applause, Lake Las Vegas. Ooh, look at that. Can you model it for us? You look amazing. Come on up. Let's play that song again. Here we go. Arturo's going to play some music for you.
Sorry?
Okay, now walk that way. Okay. Actually, here's what we're going to do. Come on up. Now you're going to go like this. Walk straight ahead, like you're a Victoria's Secret runway. Okay? Walk straight ahead. I need blue steel face. Blue steel. There you go. She's a natural host. Round of applause. Awesome. Let's get a picture of you and Roman over here, if you don't mind. Let's get a shot of you guys. Thank you. All right, very, very cool. All right, we're going to go to our final item here today. Hope you guys are having fun. And this is the signed Raiders football. Now, Scott, there we go. Little eye of the tiger, I like it. Scott, you were telling me earlier that the value of this item is about $3,000. You saw about $3,000 for a signed Raiders football. Who is it signed by?
Okay, so here's the thing. I want to thank Miles Davis from the Raiders in Las Vegas for donating this. Miles has worked with me. They want to help us to get into Clark County schools and to do this program. They're proud to get behind this, so thank you to Mr. Davis, Miles Davis, and everybody at the Raider organization for supporting us in this, so I appreciate it. This ball's out there, so you can see it. It's white, but it has a stitched Raider logo. It's a beautiful ball signed by one of the best wide receivers in NFL history, Davante Adams, who's broken all the records. So if you're a Raiders fan, this is a beautiful keepsake, and Davante's one heck of a football player, and he's also a really good person as well, so you're going to love him.
Thank you, Roman. All right, so as you wear your Las Vegas Raiders jacket, and stay up with me here as we close out our live auction here today. Like we said, it's about a $3,000 value. Today we're going to start the bidding at $1,000. Looking around the room for a $1,000 bid for our Raiders signed Davante Adams football. Opening bid of $1,000. Where's my Raider fans out there, or my football fans? To entice you a little bit more, we got Scott entering over here, and he's got the ball with him right there, ready to go. There we go. We're going to bust that thing out. Maybe we'll play a little catch. Everybody say, ooh. There we go. Anybody interested in our signed Raiders football here today? We're trying to for a $1,000 bid. If I drop it down one notch to $900, would you be interested? Say yes, please, as we donate to the cause.
I'm going to do something else for you guys. Ron Brown's here, former Raider. Where is he? Can somebody get Ron from the hall out there? Former Raider Ron Brown, LA Raider, Olympic champion. This jacket right here is Ron's baby. He's got as many jackets as you want in here. What we're going to do is we're going to throw in one of these Raiders jackets with it. Okay, so let's sweeten the pot on this thing. Ron, come on up here. Former Raider Ron Brown and Rams and Olympic champion. Ron, I did this while you were gone, so you better do it. What I said was, with Davante Adams, I'm going to throw in this Raiders jacket for somebody who's going to get a nice sweet pot here. Now, here's the other thing I want to let you know. I'm taking this tonight, and I'm wearing this, baby. Al Davis gave me my first opportunity as a pro football player with the Raiders, so I've got a sweet spot for the Raiders. What we're going to do is this. Ron has San Francisco, Oakland Raiders, leather jackets.
San Francisco, Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, these are Letterman's jackets.
We got any 49ers in the house?
Yeah.
Okay. So we got all sizes.
So here's what he's going to do tonight. Anybody who wants one of these jackets, $100 going to the Sold Out Youth Foundation. I want to see everybody walking out of here with a Letterman's jacket on. This thing is so cool. I'm going to be warm tonight. On the inside, I got my Raider logo.
It's reversible, that's why.
That's right. It's reversible, baby. That too. So let's go back to work here. Let's go. Come on, guys. Let's do this.
Check 1, 2. All right. So like we said, I believe we're at opening bid for $1,000.
All sizes, but I don't have it with me though. You have to.
We have one, I believe, Ron, we have one that is Davante Adams, and I believe Scott has just told me we also have another one that's Daniel Carlson.
Throw that in. Throw that in with it. Yeah, let's do it all three.
What, all together with one bid? All right, cool. So, we have, it sounds like, oh, there's the football right there. Sounds like we're going to give you $1,000. It's going to get you Daniel Carlson, Davante Adams, and 2 jackets. Is that correct?
I'm going to do like she did.
Yeah, stretch your stuff. There you go. Stretch your stuff on the runway. All right, cool. What do we think, guys? $1,000 opening bid. I'm looking around the room. Maybe if I pass this to Chad in the back. Chad, you ready? Here we go. Hey, there was a nice catch. All right, we're at $1,000, folks. $1,000 for our opening bid for our Raiders gear here today. All right. I'm hearing crickets. We're going to drop it down to $900. Come on, it's for the great cause here today. $900 for our Raiders gear here today. Anybody want to throw out a price? Now we just like to open it up to the crowd. What's that?
Chiefs or Niners, whatever team they want.
What, you have more
Yeah,
gear?
he has Chiefs and Niners. He has all the jackets in the world.
You're saying that it doesn't have to be Raiders
It
gear?
could be Chiefs or Niners.
Okay, so he just called an audible on us.
That's
He
right.
told me it doesn't have to have anything to do with the Raiders. It can be any team that you like. So it can be.
Come on, Chiefs and Niners fans, let's do this.
Yeah,
It's
Chad, what about you,
Sunday,
buddy?
you know.
Come on now. You want some Chiefs and Niners gear? I'll put you on the spot. Yeah. Okay, cool. He's at a loss for words. Anybody else? Right now's the time. Come on, we're making our final push here today before Arturo plays a little Uptown Funk and we dance the day away. All right. You guys ready? All right. This is what we call coming to a halt, baby. As we go. How about make us a deal, folks? Make us a deal as we look around the room. Let's make a deal. Want to make a deal? 500 for the Raiders gear?
Niners gear.
Right, 500 for Niners.
Niners jacket.
What do you think, Roman? Are you okay with that? Okay, come on over. Give Roman a round of applause. Go shake her hand. Hey, she's donating to the cause. 500 going once, going twice. I'm looking around the room. 500 sold. She wants Niners gear for $500. All right, folks. Last thing I'm going to do real quick.
Wait.
Hold on.
I got one more. I didn't even tell you about this one. I got one more for you. I've been going to the Super Bowl for 30 years. When you saw that film tonight, you saw me on Radio Row. Chris and I were there today. Chris, who's on Radio Row during the week?
Everybody.
Who?
Every athlete.
Every NFL athlete, former and current. Today I saw Rob Gronkowski, Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, Phil Simms. Who else have we seen on there? Drew Brees.
They did the Pat McAfee
Yeah,
show right there.
that's right. Dr. Oz. This is a convention center with 250 to 300 radio and television stations open 12 hours a day from Monday to Friday. People don't know this exists, but it's a giant convention of NFL players that come to network, come to meet people, come to do business, come to talk about their foundations like me. The Roman Gabriel show has been there all week long. We've had some of the biggest guests in the NFL. So for 30 years I've been doing this, and I'm going to give somebody an opportunity that does not come around very often. I'm going to give you the opportunity in New Orleans next year for 4 tickets to this event in New Orleans, and then I'm going to bring you on Radio Row with me. You're going to come to the Roman Gabriel show and hang out. What happens when we hang out on the Roman Gabriel show, Chris?
You get to see everybody, and you get to talk, and you get to just meet all the athletes and celebrities, take pictures with everybody.
Do we get autographs?
You get autographs. You get photographs. You get to.
Do we bring our own football and get autographs?
You can do that too. You can bring everything.
Do we get to talk to them just like we're talking?
You get to talk to them, and you get to. They're very humbled and very eager to talk to you.
So, the biggest day on Radio Row is Thursday. There are more people on Radio Row on Thursday. It is like, who else has been on Radio Row this week? Okay, so can you describe it for me?
Unbelievable. Josh Allen, Gronkowski. I mean, if you go to my social media, I'm like hugging and kissing them.
Yeah, you get to take pictures, put them on social networking, and you know what I'm going to do too? I'm going to have you on my show. You're going to come on the Roman Gabriel show, and we're going to talk football, whoever's playing in that game. Now, here's the thing. You can't buy this ticket. It's priceless, exactly. The only way to get on is to be an NFL media member or a player. And the good news for me is I've been a media member for 30 years. If you go on my Roman Gabriel Show YouTube site, you can see some highlights of some of the greatest players that I have interviewed that have been on Radio Row. Emmitt Smith, Roger Staubach, Jerry Rice. All of the players that are playing now, all your favorite teams, and you get to hang out, and you know when they're on the show with me for 10 minutes, Wayne, what are you doing? When somebody's waiting to get on another player.
I'm very blessed to be able to speak to all the athletes, celebrities, and YouTubers that are making a difference in everyone's life, and get to share their passion, their joy, their happiness, that Roman Gabriel's organization, the Lord, and what makes them tick, what makes them really great. And you're so humble. It's like talking to like one of your children. They really jump out and really.
So you saw Dr. Oz on my show. I met Dr. Oz back in Minnesota at Super Bowl LVIII. Dr. Oz, if you don't know, was a safety at Harvard, played football. Not a lot of people know that about Dr. Oz. Dr. Oz, because of that relationship, we've been good friends now for a long time. Just saw him yesterday. He put me in touch with the CEO of Health Corps, which is his foundation for obesity. And we're going to be partnering with Dr. Oz and his group, doing seminars in California and Arizona with their group. That's what we do. We do networking. We meet people. We help each other. We help each other's foundations. Do you know that I have just about every player that I have talked to this week, superstars from the NFL, have told me, Roman, here's my number. Call me. If you want me to speak on fentanyl, I'll come out to school with you. I was with Brian Urlacher the other day. Chris introduced me. He came when we were talking about the border last year. Chris was here last night at Ditka's thing. Were you there?
Yes.
Yeah, you were. I talked to Brian, a Hall of Famer, and I said, Brian, we're in Arizona in schools. Brian, will you come to schools with me? He said, bro, I'll come whenever you want to go. That's how these guys are. That's right. That's right. So, yeah, and then Rick Harrison. People watch Pawn Stars. Rick came on my show. Rick lost his son a month ago to fentanyl. I had Rick on the show, and you know what Rick told me? I'm in with you. We're going to put this message out. I can get to hundreds of millions of people through my television show. So, you are going to come on Radio Row with me Thursday. You're going to be on my show. We're going to introduce you to NFL athletes. You're going to sign autographs. You're going to talk to these guys. You're going to take pictures with them, and you're going to be out there with me from 8 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. And we're going to feed you too, because Wayne always brings food. So we're going to feed you out there too. 4 tickets to the Legends and Leaders. I'm going to get you as a media member with me on Radio Row. Something that people have asked me to do and said, hey, I'll give you whatever it takes that are football fans. I'm going to start this where it belongs, at $5,000. $5,000 to join me on Media Row for a whole day, to meet NFL athletes, to talk to NFL athletes, take pictures with athletes, 4 tickets to Legends and Leaders. We'll even give you lunch, and you'll come on my radio show as a guest. $5,000.
$5,000 opening bid. I'm looking around the room. This is our 2025 New Orleans experience. $5,000, folks. Do we want to drop it down, Roman?
I don't want to drop it down.
Okay.
There are people that this is priceless.
So we're going to hold there. If we don't get any bids, we're okay closing it out and saying, yep. All right. 5,000. Last call going once. Last call. All right. We'll shut it down. We'll keep it open for a future date, folks. Another round of applause. We're having fun here today. The final thing. We're going to open up the bar. We'll play a little music. I think we got about 20 minutes left of our silent auction here today.
I don't like to do this. I don't like to lose. That's why I play football. My dad, you know what my dad used to tell me? He used to say, football is not for losers, it's for winners. And you do whatever it takes to get the job done. I'm going to cut it in half to $2,500. If somebody doesn't bid on this, I'm going to go in the back and cry.
You just had 3 hands raised. 4. Okay, so now we got a little momentum because we got 2,500, right? And now I can jump it up to $3 grand. So you're the same team? 3 grand? Okay. You 3 grand? 3 grand right over here going once, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody else want 3,500? Right now we're at 3 grand going twice. We're gonna 3,500 right here. Round of applause for this nice young gentleman. 3,500 going once, ladies and gentlemen. Got 2 for 4 grand. Nope. 3,500 going twice, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna close this out. Roman, right here, you found your new partner in crime. 3,500 sold. Come on up. Come on up. Here we go. All right, folks. Last thing we're gonna do before we let you enjoy the rest of the day is we're gonna just quickly ask. If you didn't have a chance to bid and you just want to generally donate to Sold Out Youth Foundation, now's your time. Raise your hand and call out a number. If you want to donate $100, $200, this is what we call Fund a Need. It's a general donation. Anybody here want to donate? Our last fundraising effort.
People want to know what they're helping us with. Guys, we need technology. Our whole program is technology. I need a new Apple computer that costs about $8,500 so we can edit and do the things that we need to do. We need computers. We need technology because that's what our whole program is. Plus, I have some people that I need to hire because I can't do all the work. I got to have some people help me. So we need this for our foundation to do the work that we've talked about tonight, and I hope that you'll help us with that.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you, Roman. All right, last fundraising effort of the day. If you just want to donate any number at all, you can throw it out going once. If you want to throw it out $100, $200, go ahead. $100 right over here. Jen, if we can get our information, Jen right over here, $100. Can somebody please write this down? Scott, can you please write this down? Jen is out of the room. $100 right over here. Please get her name. Thank you so much. Right over here. $100 right over here. If I can get your, please, we're going to write this down. Where did our volunteers go? We need it now more than ever. $100 right here. $200 right over here. You want to write it down? Right here. We need some volunteers. Here we go. We're going to write it down. $200. Thank you, Scott. We're going to write that down.
We're going to ask you to donate. We'll ask you to raise your hand at the end if they do.
$200 right over here. 200 here. 200 here. 100 there. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Anybody else? Last call. Going once.
Well, make hers 200.
Make her 200. All right. 200 right here. Round of applause. 200 over here. Right here. 200 right here. Round of applause. And 200 in the back. Hi. 200 in the back. Yes, you guys are amazing. Round of applause. Guys, my name is Casey. That's Roman Gabriel. Give it up for Jen, all of our volunteers. DJ Arturo, take us out. Here we go. You're right outside, guys.